Greetings, pilgrims, and welcome to another episode of the Polygon Pilgrimage. Today I wanted to share with you a material that I generated here. This is a fish scales material, and I think it came out really nice, and I'm very happy with it. So I wanted to go ahead and show you how I built this so you can build it for yourself. So let's go ahead and take a look at our structure here. If I zoom in, we begin with a simple shape. Now the shape is just a circle because we're going to use half of the circle and overlap them to create this kind of scale look. Now what I did here was I threw it into a transformation and I offset it by exactly half on the vertical, and then I did a blend of both the offset and of the original shape, thus creating this shape. Now this shape, I have fed this in several times. Each of these is a blend by overlaying a color to the instance of the same shape 4 times with 4 different colors, and these are grayscale images, thus to create various layers to our scales. And then I also offset it one additional time here, and you'll see that this starts to get blended with offsetting it multiple times. As I go down the list here, we offset each layer a little bit further, and they are going back and forth between being sort of what I call centered and then non-centered here. And you'll see over here as we start to just blend them down to one another. See here we have the first one offset like so, blended with the second one beneath that. So you start to get this effect. And then the third one offset and underneath, fourth offset underneath, and the fifth offset underneath. Then we come down to the make it patch grayscale node, and this creates the tiling pattern. And so now here we're mostly done. And and now, in order to feed this into our final outputs, I bring a copy of this up here through a gradient map into a blend with a color of choice. Now this color of choice allows us to, I've parameterized that, sorry, that's why I can't edit it right at the moment, but I'll get into that in a second. The color of choice allows us to change the overall color of the scales, and the grayscale value makes sure that you have dark and light versions of that same color. So that gets fed into our final color output, which you can see over here. The normal map is pretty simple. It just gets passed through a normal node, and I did up the intensity a little bit so that we could definitely see some of the ridges more clearly. And that gets just fed right into the normal node. Now, for our roughness and metallic, what I wanted to do was give us a little bit more control. And you'll see I do this quite frequently, but once again to go over what we did here, is I brought this down through a levels. So the levels allows me to control the lighter dark values. As you can see here, I can make sweeping changes. Then I pass that into a blend, and the blend I have an overlay of a color here. So the color is just a grayscale value again that allows us to have some final input before it gets passed along. So now if I remove that, you can see the change there. There we go. So now you can affect these two, and the same setup down here for our metallic, just a different color, another levels, different settings. And this allows you to change how glossy or how reflective you want the scales to be. This could be a fish that's currently under the water or above water, or just got brought above water. So if we zoom out here, and I'm going to go to my Explorer view, and I'm going to click on just the grid, just the graph itself, the grid. And if we come down here at the bottom, you'll see these are the 4 things that I have parameterized. I have the scale pattern integer, which that is controlled by this, the make it patch node. So this allows us to say how much of a repetition we have in our pattern. The roughness adjustment and the metallic adjustment, those are the color adjustments here and here. Float 1, you see it's a simple color. And then our scale color is a float 4, that is this value right here, this color value up here. So all 4 of these are able to be programmatically adjusted or manually adjusted inside of your engine package. For me it's Unity, and that allows me to take my scales here and change them out in any way I wish. So let's do this full screen so you can see the pattern. Very nice, it came out quite well, I'm very happy with it. And this is a scale pattern that I've made for the fish in my Chest of Wonders entry, which I'm finishing up shortly, and I'll be doing a video to show you guys how that came out. It's looking really nice so far, and this is just a small part of that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you'd like to see more materials, I'll be doing a few more, and getting some feedback from you guys about materials that you want to see, and we will make those together. So as always guys, Keep practicing, get better. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.